taking down these clips. Just trying to get them up, but thinking it might be better like this. I don't. My hair's not doing good things today, my friends. But I thought I found a better spot for my camera. I'm looking for the fisherman's scene now. I'm gonna bring this closer right here. Not too close. All right, here we go. Here we go. It's there. All right, I'm looking for my fisherman's scene now. And it's probably good because now I don't have to have my camera falling all the time like a crazy person. Oh, hello, how are you? I'm doing tarot card readings if you need to. I thought I had better camera position. I just took out my clips. And then I felt that people could probably see me sketching better from this angle instead of having to have every box everywhere. I'm looking for a fishing scene. But there we go. Oh, you went away. Someone will come. Alright, I'm looking for this and I'm going to get my other materials. And I got my cards right here in case you guys would like a reading. And if you don't, it's totally okay. It really is. Get pencils out. I do love my little thing for pencils. I have my extra black and white pastels in here. Love that. Oh, good. We got more people. Hello, RG956. RGV. Your name almost reminds me of RG Biff. Oh, hello, everybody. How are you doing? I'm doing good. I'm just over here sketching for the animals. I try. All the animals deserve something. They really do. I keep seeing these sad, sad videos over here. Sad. About all these animals that have these strange radioactive things all over them. I don't know if it's true or not, but if it is, wow. Oh, hello. Hello, Bashir. But yeah, they're everywhere. These barnacles, these radioactive hives. I'm scared. I don't even want to go traveling. So it's all over YouTube. It's all these animal rescue things, and my husband keeps saying some of the stuff isn't real on YouTube, but I hope these aren't. I mean, I don't know if I'm just coming across the one video that is lying, and I hope it is a lie because, wow. If that is true, then we all doomed. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. Alright, I'm just looking for fishing sketches here. This is my friend from work. She's so great. I don't even know what's going on my computer. My friend is great. She makes $800, her sister, on TikTok. And all she does is be in her car talking to people. And now she's on Flip. And I don't know if you guys tried this Flip, but it's addictive. I was sitting there and I went ahead and made me a little count on Flip, and I mean, it was amazing. And she makes money on Flip too, but you gotta buy something. That's the only thing. I was already hacked from YouTube, not YouTube, but sorry, it was Facebook. Okay, there we go. Hopefully, I got efficiency. But yeah, I don't understand. I was hacked, and now they want me to get on my account and all this, and I don't even know. But yeah, they're all over the place. You guys, I'm sure could see them. If I'm seeing them, everyone else could see them because I'm on there, but I'm not on there. If that makes any sense. I'm just watching some heavy metal when I'm on there. When I'm on YouTube, that's what I'm watching. I was watching Avantasia before it came on here, and I was enjoying it. I love all the heavy metal stuff. I like Power Wolf. I like it all. Now I guess I lost people. I don't know. I'm still looking for my fishing sketch. She wanted a scene, but yeah, I figure I make things on request for my friends all the time. Okay, now I'm down to shot fishing sketches. I have two now. Now my computer's acting crazy. Alright. Some of these look like a picture, though. There we go. Get rid of that. But yeah, it was scary. This all, and it's like I don't know if it's like they're using some kind of program for these things, but they do look real. But I was told that I am an editor myself, so I think that possibly that could happen. All right, I guess I gotta restart this computer. I have the oldest computer ever, and I rebuilt it myself. And I got all this stuff connected to it, my phone, all kinds of stuff. So I'm gonna restart it, but yeah, I was frightened. Every time I come on YouTube, I see something that I mean, I like horror. I'm gonna take off my one sweater because it's kind of warm in here. I like horror and stuff, but I know it's not always real. But some of this stuff they claim is real, and that's horrifying. And then they have like these new shark breeds that are out. I don't know if anybody's seen them, but they're supposed to. They're like hybrids or something like that. And there's some species we don't even know about because they're so far deep. Okay, I don't have a new comment. And it's crazy because you see all these new different species coming out, and it's like wow. I don't know if this is a good or bad thing. What we're doing to our environment. They say that our environment eventually will learn to adapt with the stuff that's it presented around it. That's Darwin's theory. And if Darwin's theory is right, he was right about a lot of stuff. That means there's going to be a whole lot of different kinds of breeds of creatures coming if Darwin's right. And I tend to believe Darwin because he's been right about a lot of stuff. Even though he's long dead, his animal categories and stuff have been right on. And with the Galapagos Islands, when you isolate a species long enough, it will literally sometimes you get different species that emerge, and you got these sharks going that could probably survive way under, and no one's bothering them. They're just sitting there chilling, saying, "What's up?" I don't know. We could be their next food if we keep killing the stuff on the earth. We're gonna be their next victims because those guys eat a lot of food. And I know there's people out there that say they're not afraid of nothing, but I bet you run from these sharks. All those people saying that because I mean I'm not afraid of a lot of stuff, but I ain't messing with a shark. There was that kid in Australia. It was on. I forgot where I read it, but I guess he got eaten by a shark right in front of his girlfriend, and I'm talking tore apart. So that one did not care. That one was hungry as hell. That's some scary stuff, friends. These sharks are getting more aggressive. People are getting more aggressive, and the environment will respond to what it's given. And if we're being aggressive towards the environment's going to be more aggressive towards us. And that is true stuff. So, I don't know. I'm still waiting on this sketch here. But these random thoughts always come through my mind. Because they always say that for the end, the animals and the earth will have its last say. That's what they usually say. And I do like to try to keep up with things. This is why I don't let my dog drink any water from outside or anything else. I won't. My dog is means a lot to me, and this environment is crazy. And I think we're going to see a lot of environmental changes with the new chemicals that we introduce to the environment. And animals will adapt. And the one thing that is going to adapt and never go away is crocodiles and snakes. If you think about it, and roaches. Roaches are prehistoric, my friends. They used to be a lot bigger. And things were a lot bigger when we had more oxygen fields. And I think snakes will adapt a lot quicker than the mammals. And apparently, the sharks too now. The stuff that we don't want to adapt will at a rapid rate. This is the scary part of the world as we know it. And they say that this could be the beginning or the end. I'm hoping it's a new beginning. I like to not be so negative, but we really got to think about what we do. I'm still looking for a sketch. My computer likes to take a million years to do anything. But it's good to keep track of the things around you, how things are going, because all this affects us, and it does. We got to live in this environment, so I'm glad we're taking some kind of effects. and things against, and we're trying to do things, but we'll see. We gotta come together as people for this to happen. Alright, I think I'm gonna have my fishing scene. I hope so, after all this restart and everything. But how's everyone doing? Is anybody still listening or just moving along? I know I'm not the most exciting person in the world, but I just want to execute a good sketch today, which I will, especially while the husband's at work. It's nice when the house is quiet trying to do this kind of thing. It really is. I think we'll recover because eventually we will. The earth's gonna do something. Alright, here we go. I don't even want to put it on the. I want to make sure it's done doing whatever it's doing now. I think it's done. Alright, now I'm going for fishing sketches. I don't know, some people love these. I don't know, I'm not big on fishing sketches. I just don't like them that much. But I guess some people in the world do. Fishing scene sketches. I already did the blood. I want to one with trees. That would be nice. But how's everyone doing? I mean, my husband informed me that not many YouTubers talk to their audience. But I like to talk to people. I'll be your friend and talk to you. I know how it is sometimes being alone in the world, but I enjoy being alone. I mean, I like to have a couple things here and there, but I kind of like this far away sketch. And maybe I can add my own trees. I like this boat in the distance. So I'm going to start with the boat. Alright. And then I'm going to make some weeping willow trees with it. I think that's what I'm going to do. Alright. This is going to be a little bit of a difficult one. So I'm going to tag off this end right here. Right in here. I'm going to tag it off because. And then in the lake, I'm going to do like a 3-dimensional thing here. I'm going to challenge myself today. Alright, I'm going to get this boat here. This boat is coming up, and I'm trying to show it. I know that some of my residents are very good artists. The one resident that's showing me a lot of stuff, I was informed by about the same coworker I'm making this for, that she was able to create pictures and get them looking exactly like the pictures. I don't know if I'm at that level at all. but she's incredible from what I hear. So I'm getting the boat because the boat like comes this way, and I'm gonna make different trees. Because the trees they got here, I don't really like so much. I like pretty trees like Bob Ross. I just need to get a good idea of shadowing here. Alright, that's the shadow here. And then this is gonna be water. Okay, let's start the shadowing now. But I like to shadow and do stuff with the pencil first. And then I get my other stuff involved. I feel that's the best method. Alright, and this boat has these things sticking out here because we want to get that three-dimensional look that has things going on here. When you're trying to do a serious piece, sometimes this happens. It absolutely does. Alright, I'm going to start with the stick because he's growing this. So we're going to go with this. And right in here, he has a bunch of stuff here. There's a bunch of ripples. So shade in the water where there's a lot of ripples here. What that is. And before I even do this, then right in here, it has this other row right here. I don't know, sometimes I think fisherman scenes are the hardest. Alright, it's just a stick, so that goes there. And then we'll draw the man in the distance from here. And try to fix this up because it has a lot of shadings in this water, so I'm starting with the guy. Oh, a thumbs up. Well, thank you. Somebody must be listening. Alright, now I'm going to attempt to make the man. I got this so far. I hope you guys can see. I'm like right up in here just so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. Because this is some rough shit right here. It really is. Alright, right up in here. So we gotta, making this three-dimensional on top of that is not easy. Alright, I'm just gonna do that. Now we're gonna. Now from where he's at, I might have to extend that out. Well, at least I know kind of where the body silhouette starts, and it's right here. Okay. Got that. And then where this is at, comes around like this. That's what I mean. This far away three-dimensional thing is rough. Should probably start with his head up here. Alright. And then a little tiny thing for his head. And it comes comes down like this. Because we're doing a way far away image, not the image that's close by. Okay, and this comes in skinnier. And I want willow trees. I really do. Alright, then where he's at, this kind of tapers off this way. It gets really dark then after that. Alright, and I gotta do some shoulder work better here. There we go. And this is, they have in this imagery that his figure is all black because he's off in the distance. And I'm gonna have to use the pastels because it's gonna look like crap without them. I will tell you that much. This is gonna look like royal hell without pastels, but without doing this, the pastels themselves will look like hell. So you gotta do them both. Really, really do. Wherever I want it to be darker, I'm gonna shade it a little bit darker with this. Alright, and this is coming up, so I should get rid of these other lines. We want this boat to look spectacular. And I am going to put some different trees in there. I'm particular about the trees. That I am. Alright, I got this so far. I'm trying to get the boat here. And the images, and I got the man on the boat. Got that so far. Alright. Alright, now I'm going to shade the water because it has like these, like right around here. Water is hard. I will tell you that. Water and clouds. OMG, they both are. You don't have the right shading for that. It looks like crap. I'm still struggling with this, learning how to do this stuff. I'm getting decent a little bit, but wow. It does take a lot. And right in these parts of the water, I'm trying to get this here. And then we got over here, I got some light shading coming out. So I'm probably going to need the white pastels in certain areas too. Alright, I got that so far. Now I'm going to look up willow trees. I just really like willow trees. So I'm going to make some nice willow trees in the distance. I don't know, for some reason, willow trees, they seem to have a really, really nice, I like how the trees droop down a little. I'm going to shade this in, especially right here where the boat is coming. I'm going to fix the shade in there. I'm just gonna shade around this boat too. Alright, I decided to do different shading here. I got that now. Alright, now I'm gonna get some willow trees in here. I'm gonna try to see these willow trees from a distance. Willow tree drawings. Here we go. But yeah, I was talking earlier. I don't know who's here and who's not here about the weather, how it's changing, and just the stuff we're doing to the environment that's changing. It's very sad. I think we're gonna see some different kind of species we don't want to see anymore. So it's not going to be good for us, folks. It really isn't. All right. All right. This is supposed to be like a distant thing, like looking muffled type thing. So I'm gonna just sketch a quick tree here. Because the trees they had in this original sketch really are sucky, and I just don't like them. Alright, and this tree is nice. So we're gonna, just. I like to sketch a little, I like to shade a little with my trees, like the inside. Because I think it makes it look pretty. And I like willow trees because they just look so. I don't know, they look to me like they're mystical trees. I know they're not. I know a tree is a tree, but to me, I just feel they're more special. Even though I like all trees, and I really do. Say, my willow tree's gonna come down, and they always come down. You always have your stuff on a curve. And willow trees are very pretty. You can go one way and the other with these. I think willow and cherry trees are like my favorite. They really are. They're very pretty. Alright, now we're going to go the other way with some of these. Just a light sketch because it's like in the distance, this tree. And we want them to come straight down. This is what you want. Alright, we got a willow tree. You see that? I don't know. But we got a willow tree here. Now I'm going to do another willow tree. Why stop here? Alright. Let's find another one so I can find placement. Here's another big willow tree. We're going to sketch this big willow tree over here. Bushes are kind of boring. I did learn to make some bushes though. I absolutely did. But I'm not totally sure if I'm in love with these bushes because sometimes these bushes can be a lot. And I'm just here to say they really can't be a lot. Though I learned to execute a damn bush, but I just want to do willow trees on this one. I feel it gives an elegance, the willow trees. I'm going to make this wider because the bark of this base here. It's just going to be one big tree that's been around for a long time. Alright, so come down this way, like that. You can make the tree trunk any which way. And this one kind of ripples this way. So we're just going to do shadings here to show the dimensions of the tree. Because its bark is going up and down with all the different shadings in its bark here. There we go. Now, go over and this way. I'm going to keep going over. I'm going to do each branch. Because with willow trees, they kind of curve down. You go up and down curve with these guys. And this one I kind of want to be more pronounced because it's a wider tree. That's the other reason why. It would have more going on the bigger tree. Trees are so beautiful. They really are, and the stuff we do to the environment to bother the trees makes me sad. Maybe one day we'll just learn that the trees are our friends. It's not so horrible, and we should be a little nicer to the environment altogether. I don't know. Maybe one day. I'm hoping. Oh, that's a nice one. There we go. Yeah, that one and that one now. This one I'm just going to fix up here. Fix this tree up. Sometimes I make little broken lines on the trees. And then just up and down with the curvy lines. And we'll just leave like the shadings there. I'll leave the shadings I already have. We'll just make it like he's coming closer to shore. You just mix one line and you could break it up. And it makes these trees look spectacular. There we go. Got two wonderful looking trees now. And I guess you have two choices at this point in the sketch. You can make it like a grayish kind of, or you can put some color in it. Just put a little definition in this water, just a little. This is how water is. Alright, now I don't need the computer no more. I got my basics sketched out. It took me 40 minutes, but I got it. Alright, now, I made this earlier. I was practicing shading. I thought that was pretty cool. But to my newcomer that I just got, I know I'm new to YouTube here. I got this. I'm going to start my pastels. This kind of one, I think I'm just going to use my soft pastels. They seem to do a really good job. They do. And then my other pastel set I have the chalky ones. This would be good in shading in it. So maybe I'll do both. Maybe both will be beneficial. I want to get this water shaded nicely. I'm going to start with the trees though. And the trees, obviously their bark is brown. The base of the tree, so we'll start here. Sometimes this is nice when you're sketching these a little because you kind of know where to like highlight things with your pastels. You know, and just add a little of this. I like a little color personally. I'm just a person that likes a little color. I don't like boring stuff. I'm going to do the same thing over here. I mean, it doesn't always have to be a night scene. I mean, it could just be from a distance here. You just, when you go look at other little sketches, you're kind of, sometimes when you're starting out, you're just looking at a baseline of where to start your things. So, you gotta remember that too. You're literally just looking for just a basic baseline. And that's it. Alright, I'm going to use dark green for some of these. I'm going to use the soft pastels for over here. I'm going to fan this down with them. Come up here and fan it out a little bit this way. Kind of like a bush. Willow trees remind me a lot of trying to get a bush. And if you guys need practice, like if there's any aspiring sketch artists out there, I mean, I literally did the Tree of Life a couple of times, but if you want to make a nice sketch that and kind of practice things, the Tree of Life is the way to go. It really is. That damn Tree of Life is something, trying to get that going. It sure is. Because you got as above is below, and There's a lot going in with that paint. If you choose to paint it or sketch it or pastel it, I don't care what you do. There's a lot going on with that thing. Man, that's all I ever hear people say. Above, as above is below. This is what a lot of your. This is what a lot of the people in spiritual community are saying. I tend to believe them because this is what they do. And I like to think that at times I get prolific thoughts, but not all the time. That's just the way I roll. Alright, I got our two trees done. I don't know if you see that. Our two trees are done in the distance. Alright. I'm going to do the rubbing in when I get everything the way I like it. Now with the water. I can't believe no one has a question. Everybody usually always has some kind of question in the world. But not one person has a question? I have millions of questions about lots of stuff. And lots. I do mean lots. I question the entire world if I could. Alright. Alright, we're going to clip this off by doing this. Because obviously the trees are not going to be there. And the water. They got to have some kind of soil here. These two trees are just on the side here, so we're just going to have this, and I'm going to have it kind of off like he's coming up a hill, and these two trees are just here. I'm just using my soft pastels on this. That looks nicer. There we go. Now we got the distance here. Kind of makes your painting come alive. That's kind of why I like it so much. Alright, now I'm going to start the water. I'm going to be shading in certain spots too. I'm just going to do a light little thing here because this is going to be shaded. And I'm going to try to devise a different method here. So when I shade it, I got like different shades of blue for this water. And I'm going to shade it in with the white. I got my white chalk here. Alright, we got that, and we're going to make our little man here. Boat is going to be black. Come down with the boat. Do more of a gray shading of that. This is coming out a little easier than I thought it would. Honestly, thought I'd be struggling with this. I struggled with my first one. I tell you, it was not easy. Alright. because I feel it would be too dark to make this black, so we're gonna go with gray. Sometimes I feel gray is better. Everything's not black or white. We have that gray area. I feel like we're just in the gray area with this one here. I feel that these blend nicer naturally. See, they have it shaded in black, but I'll make that gray. What's the next one there? I got this here. And I'm going to go ahead and get this water executed a little better. I'm going to shade some of this in with my finger here. Around there, we're going to do that. Do a light blue. And this I definitely am going to have to shade up. Just going to do the light blue, a little bit of the light blue and the gray over here. Alright, now it's happy finger shading time. Yeah, I should make a song about that. Happy finger shaving time. Alright, here we go. Now, my one resident that does picture like things, she says she does it with her fingers. So, I've been doing circles, or if I want straight lines, but I kind of want these to be faded out, so kind of doing both, like a combo type thing. There we go. The water does look better like this. It's not bad. It's a lot better like this. You can just get it right in there good. Get this guy too. Just a little gray around him. Alright, it's not bad. Now it's time for the top, and this is all I'm doing is the finger method. And with trees, I'm taking my finger in the shape of the willow tree coming down. So it fades it out and kind of brings it to where it needs to be. You see all your lines, it's just you're blending it in and making it nicer. Oh yes, it's really nice. Just gonna go around this boat here. Scores. It's okay to get these little things around here. You're just making it more pronounced and picture-like. There we go. I think she'll like this. There we go. There you go. There's our scene. And this is all just the finger method, my friends. And this was from a famous. Well, she's not a famous artist, but she taught her son how to do it, and she did amazing work. Amazing. People would pay her just to do paintings and the pastels of pictures and stuff. They would pay her for this. And she taught her son, and he's a famous artist now, so I trust her. And since I've been doing her little method of blending, things are really turning out nice. And it makes it way more three-dimensional. Because we just need to fade out this picture and make it look nice all at the same time. Let's see, here we go. So you can't beat that. It only took me 57 minutes. It wasn't bad. Oh, hi. Sure, you can. You like my painting? I think it's one of my best fishing scenes ever. I really do. This is from my friend that gave me the advice about flip. Hopefully, when I figure out how to do some content on flip, I'll have you come over and you can check out flip. It's supposed to be way better than Facebook. That's what they say. All right. Miss Karat, I don't. There's nothing in the universe that says people have to marry you. And a marriage to the in a spiritual realm, people in the Middle Ages used to just have somebody and they'd get married by a tree. That's just a human thing. But we'll talk about. I'll ask about your because a marriage just could be a long lasting relationship because sometimes the universe doesn't care about the things we care about. That's the thing. And all the paperwork. Alright. You for your marriage, you got a full moon in Taurus. And this just means you gotta have some plans. Like draw an outline of things and make it more pronounced and have goals. You gotta come together with somebody and tell them exactly what you want out of your relationship or marriage or whatever you want from that relationship. And the situation around that is a waxing moon and a full moon in Pisces. And a waxing moon is just about energy getting stronger. And the full moon in Pisces is just talks about balance and practicality and spirituality. I mean, it's going to take time and work, but I see it coming. But it might be a year or two before it goes places because things have to evolve. That's the thing. And depending on how that person feels about whatever involved, that could take effect also. So, which isn't bad. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, there's nothing you can do about these kind of things. I am gonna see if I can make my son a way better ghost face than I did before. Oh, it meant that your marriage sector, you're in a sector where you gotta kind of balance out what you really want out of a relationship. And the thing is, with relationships, you gotta balance spirituality and you have to balance what is what you need to balance. And relationships are rough. So they're just saying it's coming, but you gotta be prepared if it's the right person for sacrifice and maybe changing some things in your life. Because once you get involved with that kind of stuff, it's kind of like your both relationship. That's what I meant by that. So, oh, this ghost face is nice. I got to that one next. But that's what I meant by that. Someone's coming, but it's going to be time and preparation. Just like me and my husband, together, we make decisions about the money. You like this one? This is for one of my besties that gives me advice about all my social media. So far, I'm talking about I'm trying to get out of Flip. I heard you can make some good money at Flip. Over here, it's going to be a minute. But yeah, a good relationship just it takes a lot. It really does, Karan. It takes a lot. I mean, we've went through our ups and downs. Me and my husband, we've been together for 10 years. Then the second time, first time 12 years. The only reason we broke up was because of alcoholism. But I've been with this one for 10 years, and he's accepted a lot. We're even thinking about we have a friend that's willing because I have problems with fertility. I do have two sons, but they're from a previous marriage. But we do have a friend that's willing to have a baby for us. And sometimes you just got to make sacrifices and just different things that you never thought you'd have to do. But if you really love somebody, that's how sometimes these things pan out. And the same thing for you with them, regarding you. This is what this is how things evolve. But I would just meet the person, see, how it goes, see if that's somebody that you can live with for years and years and years. Because 10 years or longer is a long time. A long time to be together. And if you guys don't get along at some point, or there's just some things they can ignore and some things they can't, sometimes it doesn't work out. And you gotta be willing to do these things. And it just sometimes takes effort. And a lot of people, I think, these days, they just don't put the effort in. But that's just me. Because, I mean, me and Rob, we've been together for a long time, like I said. My ex husband literally hates him. Because I met him 2 years after we were separated and stuff. And it was 2 years I went with nobody. And then I decided I met him, and we went out for God for a while. Like we didn't have sex or nothing for like God a good 6 months because I just didn't know if I was ready. So, and then he waited and waited and waited, and sometimes, I mean, everyone's different. I'm not saying you gotta wait to have sex and stuff, but sometimes you just gotta make sure it's gonna work out. Now my ex, the father of my children, he's great. Once he got through his little thing, now he's cleaned up and sober, but it just wasn't gonna work out. Now I'm doing ghost faced. Oh, hi. Hi, Say Girl. How you doing? I haven't seen you guys for a while. Well, I hope you are. I mean, if I could draw, you could draw, Karad. You really, anybody can. And I try to show you the good methods that that all my residents that apparently are good are famous artists. I didn't think I took care of this many famous artists until I started drawing, and all of a sudden I'm cleaning up their behind because I'm not a nurse. I'm the person that cleans your poop. So I'm sitting there do bed changes on them, and what the hell else you gonna talk about? I'm not going to sit there and talk about how they're sick. I find that rude. So they just randomly tell me, "Oh, I used to do this. My son's a famous artist," and I'm like, "Oh." So if you do Karanda, that's why I give you little tips on these pastels and things, and her finger method, where with the clouds, where you go around and all that, because that's from a professional. I don't. I know. Like I told my one nurse friend, she loves me. She's buys me half of my supplies. She's my best friend at work. She's like my bestie at work, and she always tells me. I tell her I can't afford art school, but art school apparently has come to me. She was laughing. She was rolling. She goes, apparently it did. And that's what I said. I was like, I don't know. It just came to me, the art school. Sharing the art school. But I would, her son's a famous commercial artist, so, and she's a famous artist, so I will give you all of the tips they tell me. And you don't need to pay for art school because I believe in sharing the love. Because art school is a lot of money and time, and who has time for these kind of things? I know I don't. I don't have I have the time Monday through Thursday, but I do not have the money to spend $50,000 to go to art school. And I'm not independently wealthy, so I don't mind sharing the love for you to you guys. Okay, this is like a little triangle, but yeah, and definitely when you do this, make sure that you sketch it out in pencil because this is how she does it. And they're famous artists. Her son makes $500,000 a year and sells his art and all kinds of stuff. So I trust him. Anyone making that kind of money off their art, I get it. I dig it. And I'm going to do what they tell me to because that's probably the best art advice you can get right there. Alright, now his mouth. My son loves Ghostface. He actually has my youngest one that just turned 21. He actually has a tattoo of Ghostface on him. and he plays Dead by Daylight. He absolutely loves Ghostface, so I'm trying to make. I made him that other Ghostface, but I felt it could have been better. And he was so impressed that I make it on YouTube. I was like, well, that's the most interesting thing I do. I really do feel like it's the most interesting I do, low key. I mostly take care of Chong and I foster animals. Well, I was fostering them. Pretty soon, once we get the house, I'll be fostering more. But the animals come to me. They see me and go, "Oh, there's that nice lady," and they're all here. I gave my friends gave me the had me watch her cat, and I ended up keeping two of the cats, and I gave away the rest of them because it's just what I do. Honestly, I sculpted Ghostface here. I don't know if you can see it. I'll try to get the last time I trying to get Ghostface where he doesn't look like he is getting his arm in is crazy. So I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do like a crinkle in here. I'm gonna. If you go and you go down here, go down here, you kind of it shows little creases here. So it shows movement here. Well, this is there, so because Ghostface could be very difficult. Alright, now I'm gonna draw a little glove. I'm gonna draw some little hands and his famous knife with all the blood. See, these are the things that I would have problems with on other channels because 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go here. I'm just gonna do. I'm just doing a real light sketching of fingers. He's going because he has a glove here. Some of these they don't show that. And I think that's why Ghostface turns out so messed up. Last time, the last Ghostface I didn't like it. I thought it could have just been a whole lot better. Whole lot. Even though my son thinks they're all great. And I'm like, no. Thank you for the. I told him thank you for the kind words, but they're not all great. Some of them could be better, especially when I'm trying to execute it nicely and in a good manner here. I'm trying to make a nice little sword top here. Well, he doesn't have a sword; he just has a knife. See, I don't like the way they had his knife. Period. So I'm making my own knife here. Okay. That don't look like the top of any knife. You can't even see the top of his knife. That's what's bad about all these ghost face things. So I'm just gonna put a little tiny help there. I'm going to shade this way. Try to make this nice. And this blade goes that way, then we got a lot of blood. Because he went ahead and his ghost face, he stabbed a bunch of people. He said, "What is your favorite movie?" And then comes in your house and he slices you up. That's the thing about killers, people. A lot of times they give in to killers because if you're a good victim, they will keep it going. And depending on the serial killer, I did study serial killers. I've had extensive study of weird things in my life. I have studied them, and they like a challenge. They really do, serial killers. And if they respect you a lot of times, they won't kill you. It's only if they have a grudge against you that they really get pissed off. So, you kind of gotta just always be kind to everybody. My mom told me this a long time ago. And I used to say why, and she was like, it was because of Hannibal Lecter. She lived near that era where he would only eat the rude people. That's what he used to say. It sounds crazy, but Hannibal Lecter, we all know he killed people and he was like a doctor type thing. And he literally only killed rude people. To only get, I mean, that's just a statement there. Even people that are killing people have standards. And that's just kind of how they roll. So always be kind. Always. If you're kind, most likely you won't get murdered. And respectful. But the generation going on today, I don't know. No wonder there's so much murder. I don't know hardly any respectful people out there. Alright, we got that so far. I'm going to start my pastels with this. Hello, Sag Girl. Oh, you're welcome. Just hang in there, Karan. You're going to get there. You're going to one day be married and you're going to be on here telling me you need your me time as you're knocked up with 2, 3 kids and everything else. And maybe you'll be sketching. Maybe we could do episodes together while you're all pregnant. I don't know. If I get that surrogate, I might have we might have a baby of our own. Since I was sick and they thought I had cancer, but I had this gigantic cyst, I don't think I can carry another child, but we got a friend that's willing to do it for us, so why not? I told my husband. Said, as old as I am, maybe I need someone to take care of. Maybe that's the problem. My youngest is 21 with his own life and everything, and I get it. But maybe it's my time to do something else. Who knows? Maybe that's just God telling me that I need to slow down and have more fun with my life. Alright. I'm going to start shading these fingers so they don't look crazy. Alright. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do the shading, my friends. I like to leave an accent on these. I enjoy accents for some reason. And we could always shade this out. There's always an occasion to shade everything out. I wish we could shade away our lives. Make everything happy. Just do a happy shading. But I guess that doesn't work that way. But I do these soft pastels, my god, they are the best investment on earth. If you guys are interested in any kind of shading here, you see. That was all with the soft pastels. They really do a really good job. They really do. I'm going to do the hilt of the sword. I think my son will be happy with this one. He's not expecting this one. Just going to shade that and bring that down. Alright, we got the basic outline now. Now, I'm just going to do this, and I'm going to have everything going this way, and I'm going to start shading this out. So what we're going to do is bring everything over here. And then I'm going to use those other pastels too. I'll get those going. They're wonderful. I do love them, but I love all of the pastels. I used to love the paints. I'm still gonna designate a painting day. I really am. We need to designate a painting day too. Alright, now I'm gonna take the chalk. And sometimes the chalk pastels are good too. I would buy both. I really would. I would keep them both. Because sometimes, when you shade with these, it comes out a little bit nicer. More precise movements, soft pastels. But this has a lot of black in it. You want some lines, but you want to be able to shade in things also. Alright, so now we're going to start getting him motivated here. There we go. And we're just going to start with the finger here. I'm doing this all to this side. Because he's going this way, and wherever you want someone to look at your sketch, that's the side you want to start blending in with your finger. That's what Sharon says, and Sharon is the GOAT, so we're just going to listen to Sharon. She's the one that could make portraits come alive, so I'm willing to listen to that person because I don't know anybody who can make a damn portrait come alive, but apparently she can. So she's right, and that's it. If her son's doing all this professional stuff and she's done a bunch of stuff, then obviously she knows what the hell she's talking about. There we go. sometimes you get a really good blend with the regular pastels too. We got that so far. Now we need to get blood on the knife. Blood must appear in the knife. I'm going to fade out the hand here. Fade it out. Just like that. Fade out the knife too. And then we're going to put the blood on it. So we need really good deep red. It's got some blood. So, there we go. See, these doesn't, sometimes you need the chalky ones. When I get the chalk ones, it's red. Where are you, red? Here we go. Alright, we're gonna get some red on this because he's been Ghostface. He's been going around killing people. That's what Ghostface does. He gets pissed off at you and slices you up. That's Ghostface for you. There we go. Now we're gonna get his eyes nice. Alright. And I'm gonna get the white pastel. Now that we got some blood on here and everything, we're good. Now we're gonna get the white going. Because we gotta lighten up some of these areas. Like right in his face. We're gonna take the white. The more you shade things, I swear the better it gets looking. It really does. I don't understand why, but it does. But yeah, here we go. Ghost-faced. I even got his knife. I think I had a good day. Very good day. But I am going to take me another little break. Okay. Alright, so that goes here. I keep all my sets together. I don't in the box. These things are so easy to lose. They really are. It's terrible how easy these are to lose. But terrible but true here. At least I was able to do Ghostface a little better. It looks picturesque and nice. Alright. Alright, friends. I'm going to get going. And I hope you guys are having a great day. I don't know if I feel like coming on again today, I might. I sure haven't felt like coming on any other network, I'll tell you that much. But I hope everybody's having a lovely day. And I will see you later. And have a great night or morning.